Welcome in, everyone, to another edition of the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show, live from the downtown Marriott ahead of our Christmas party that we're going to be doing here. I want to say thank you to Volley Hospitality for allowing us to host it here. Look forward to celebrating with all the Georgia Alabama Sports Live characters. It's going to be a lot of fun, so cannot wait to do it. And we got the Rambler on right here. Merry Christmas, Rich. Hope you had a great holiday, and thank you for what you do for Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
And a Merry Christmas to you too, Thrift. Glad to be part of the team, and I can't wait to get this holiday party rocking and rolling. I know we got the Christmas music. Gonna have some great food, but we're doing a show, and there's a lot to talk about.
A lot we're going to be getting into. We got power rankings for basketball. We'll talk about what happened on Friday with the Carver Tigers and anything else we can think of, and we'll also be dropping the schedule tonight. We got the Houlihan's Highlight of the Week nominees on our Instagram. They're going to be dropped tomorrow. You get to vote for the winner on Wednesday. We'll be live from Houlihan's coming up then, so looking forward to being able to do that. Richard, and the first thing that we are going to start off with is, how about the team from on the hill, the Carver Tigers extend their winning streak to 27, and they're going back to Atlanta to try to go back-to-back. They smashed Burke County, in which we expected. Richard,
Absolutely.
Final score, I think, was now.
I'm trying to remember exactly.
I was at the game. I was literally at the game.
It's like
38-14. Thank you, Chris. 38-21. They just scored at the end. Sorry, I was at the game, but I was so focused on getting Jarvis and not getting wet either, because Antoine Young, the offensive coordinator, they were trying to hunt him down, the offensive line.
Trying to give him the Gatorade.
But let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah.
Carver came in, took care of business. They were up 13-0 early, 13-7 at halftime. They had a couple things that kind of shot themselves in the foot. 3 touchdowns were called back. The officiating wasn't great, but didn't deter. They came out in that second half, and they were up by 20 heading into the fourth quarter and dominated their way. They just got too many athletes. They're too well coached. The offense made plays when they needed to, and the Carver Tigers are moving on back to Mercedes-Benz, Richard.
Carver took care of business when they needed to, and it was a game that it could have got a little sloppy, especially with the weather. But Carver knew that they had to take care of business against a very talented Burke County team, and now they are going back to the Mercedes-Benz, and they're going to have a game against Hapeville Charter. I know we were expecting that game against Sumter County, but Hapeville Charter ended up getting the upset against Sumter County, and now the stage is set. 5 o'clock, December the 16th, at the Mercedes-Benz, and they are back in the state championship.
The three-headed monster of Zach Watts, Tarver, Caslin, they each took their turns dominating. A couple touchdown passes from our guy, the freshman phenom, box top assassin, Sebastian Hurd, and the defense, again, just dominated. Tristan Givens and that defensive line, Boogeyman, Naquavion Simmons, they were lights out. Jaden Taylor, linebacking core, Watts in the secondary. Just another great performance. Jarvis Jones in year one, 14-0 in his first season. Antoine Young, I'm telling you right now, maybe the best offensive coordinator in the 2A classification.
Yeah.
One of the best in our area. That guy knows how to call football games. And a big win for the Carver Tigers. Glad that we were able to be there. Glad that we were able to cover it, Richard. We had the pregame show, halftime. I did the interview afterwards. We got highlights that we posted. We also got, we did the NFHS feed with Ricky Rogers, Lewis Samuel, and of course, Mike Frost and Mike Peacock on the call. Glad we were able to be there for it. On the hill, back to the Benz. 27-game winning streak, and they are trying to go back-to-back, Richard. Unbelievable, and man, I am so impressed by this coaching staff and Jarvis taking on the pressure of knowing what this team had returning, doing what they did last year, and able to get back to Mercedes-Benz, and they're going to take on Hapeville Charter. We potentially almost had a Sumter County Carver, but Hapeville took them down at Sumter, so that's who we're going to be getting in that championship.
Fun fact, Carver hosted Hapeville Charter at Cadet Stadium on a Saturday afternoon back in 2023. Hapeville Charter beat them, but that was a different Carver team back in 2023.
Way different Carver team.
Way different team.
But
I just letting you know, Hapeville Charter is the Cinderella story, coming in and getting big wins on the road against Morgan County and getting a big win on the road against Sumter County. And so they got nothing to lose. They're going to be playing with house money. They're going to be playing loose. Feeling like they got a lot of momentum going into this championship, but this is Carver's time. They are back in the Benz, and we cannot wait to be there.
We're going to take a break. When we come back from break, another Carver team, but had a flag football game last week. We talked about it on Friday. I was enraged And we're going to give you some up-to-date information about that flag football team and what happened on Thursday night. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this. It's Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.
For the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long-distance love. For the far-sighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone. For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long-distance love. For the far-sighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Watch out, Richard Holdridge. He's on the loose. He's going after Notre Dame, calling them sour grapes for not wanting to play in the ball game. Get in the damn conference, and then you can complain. Otherwise, shut up. That's your fault. You lost to Miami.
Your fault.
All right, let's go ahead and get into Carver. So the Lady Tigers had an incredible year this year, one of the most improved teams. They played Gainesville in the playoffs. They were winning, Richard.
Yeah.
And then a fight broke out. A Gainesville player started with Carver. Carver players left the bench. Obviously, Gainesville's not going to leave the bench after what the football team did a little over 2 weeks ago.
They know better.
So only one person left for them. They forfeited the game right then and there, didn't let them finish, and Carver didn't move on, and Gainesville did, and Gainesville will be taking on Columbus High.
They're taking on Harris County.
Harris County, and the quarterfinals. I hope the GHSA, which, by the way, Coach Kendall Mills talking with him, they are appealing this. The GHSA better do right after what we just saw with Gainesville. This game should be replayed, and once it's replayed, then we can decide who the winner is going to be. Gainesville doesn't run the GHSA. The GHSA is in charge. Well, Gainesville, for them to put on that type of performance again, and for them to sit there and say they won by forfeit, knowing what just happened, I'm starting to question leadership from Gainesville. How does this happen in 2 weeks? 2 different programs. Your teams are starting fights. And your big thing was with who did they play? Brunswick. Was that Brunswick started and we had to protect our players. Well, what about this time? Your players started it. Can Carver protect their players? And you forfeited the game.
Here we go.
So that you didn't even let them finish it. You should be ashamed of yourself. And I hope the GHSA goes in an investigation. When the appeal process goes through, they should play, and they better not play that game between Harris County and Gainesville. Carver better have an opportunity. They better not put on the back burner just because it's flag football. If it was football, they would be going through 9 different hoops you saw through the legal process. GHSA, you're better than that, and you better do something about it. Gainesville, bad look, horrible look on the GHSA the last couple weeks.
Thrift, I'm going to address the red elephant in the room. See what I did there? No, Gainesville's AD is going to have to go into a PR crisis mode.
I don't care about Gainesville. I want Carver taken care of, Richard.
What is going on in Gainesville? They have got to fix this problem, and hopefully it gets resolved. But, yeah, terrible look for Gainesville. Hopefully Carver is able to get this game replayed.
I'm praying. And
Let's do this.
I know Kendall Mills is in through the appeal process. He's going through all the meetings and stuff like that because, again, the games are played tomorrow. But what a travesty. And we got to get something going in Gainesville. Something's got to change.
It's about as big as a travesty as Notre Dame opting out of a bowl game.
All right. Time for the power rankings. Let's go girls first. Chris, go ahead and throw the girls up real quick. All right, girls power rankings. Number 10, Columbus High at 3 and 5.
We have a different ranking because Smith Station dropped out. They're 1 and 5. Columbus has won some games, so that we got a new top ranked 10 in the rankings.
Number 9, Shaw, 2 and 4. Tough schedule, but I expect them to be one of the top teams in the region. Northside 2-3. Glenwood 4-4, played a tough schedule as well. So number 7, Glenwood. Number 8, Northside, Jarquilla Woods. Number 9, Shaw. And number 10, Columbus High. Again, a lot of these teams are playing tough non-conference schedules. We will know more about them when January gets here, but we want to do the rankings, and that's why we have them 7 through 10, Rich.
Yeah, and when you're going through these rankings, you're trying to see some of the teams that are getting left out. If I do want to say, even though Kendrick is 0-4, they are a much improved team from last year. Almost beat Rutland. They only lost by 5, and they've got a freshman. I can't remember her name, but she averages over 11 points a game. What Coach Taylor Farley is doing is really building that culture, and I expect Kendrick to get a win this year. But I do want to mention that. They didn't make the rankings, though.
Number 6, Spencer. How about Coach Adrian Tinch's team? A top 4-2 to start the season. You thought they lost the Burke sisters. Oh, this team's going to get no. Nigel Rosser's been great.
Karma Rosser, too.
Karma Rosser, and this team is playing really good basketball to start the season. It wouldn't be our rankings without Stephanie Ramsey Dunn in the top 5. Harris County 4-1 on the year. They got a big win over LaGrange on Tuesday. Number 4, Pacelli. They beat Griffin their first game of the season.
First game of the season,
Coach Bryant Thomas without Grace Smith getting off to a good start, playing only about 8 players. Carver 0-4, but I've told Anson Hunley, I saw who they play, 5A and 6A schools.
Yeah.
Carver will be back up at the top, promise you, and they'll get off after now flag football's over. He's going to get much more of his girls back. Trust me, don't worry about Carver. Don't look at those records. Number 2, Hardaway. They took it off the chin last week to Russell County. They dropped the number 2, but again, they're without 2 of their best players right now, Mims and Rihanna Boynton. I still think this Hardaway team is still going to be one of the best teams in 2A when they start getting back fully healthy with Coach Kelly Ellison. And number 1, how about the undefeated Russell County Warriors? Lady Warriors have beaten Smith Station. They've beaten Hardaway. Mackenzie Word is averaging over 20 points a game, and Coach Ricky Jones is doing his thing. How about Russell County undefeated?
Yeah, we know what Mackenzie Word's been doing. Her point total is a little bit down this year, so if you get her teammates involved. But Camera Toney had 8 steals and 12 points in that game, as they ended up going down to the wire against Smith Station and beating them by 2 to remain 9-0. And guess what? They got the rematch with Smith Station on Tuesday.
All right, so that is the girls' rankings. We're going to have to throw up the boys' rankings now. For the boys' power rankings for basketball, number 10, the Gators, 2-3. They've gotten beat by Eufaula.
Deerfield Windsor.
Yeah. Tough week. And Chatco went 0-3 last week. I've started 2-0. But those are 3 tough teams. Chatco can win a state championship. Eufaula is a 6A school.
And Deerfield Windsor can win the GIAA championship.
The Gators will fine, but they've taken some lumps and learning experiences. But I trust Coach Dusty Purdue. Number 9, Calvary got a massive win last night against Tatnall Square, a GIAA Final Four team. I think Coach Gordon has a scrappy bunch. Dylan Hostin had 8 blocks, over 10 rebounds, and close to 20 points. He was the player of the game. I like Hall. I like their team, what they're made up of, with Hocut, size down low. They got shooting in Griffin and James Cross. I think Calvary has a chance this year to make a deep playoff run in the GIAA. Shaw 3-3, and then Spencer started the season undefeated. So can't wait to see a lot of these teams face off against each other. Spencer 7, Shaw 8, Calvary 9, Glenwood 10.
Yeah, and we're going to see more teams get more games under their belt, especially this week, and then they get ready for some Christmas tournaments. I know we've got Spencer taking on Brookstone. We've got Shaw taking on Northside again this Friday at Northside. It's just got a lot of great matchups that we're excited to see, and hopefully they get some more games under their belt, especially with the holidays coming up.
How about the Cherokees? So they are 6-1. Andre Dye's team, Noah Harris. I'm telling you, Spivey.
19 points a game.
The Cherokees, they're going to be a 20 game. I think they'll be a 20-win team this year. Number 5, Smith Station took one off. Lost at home to Russell County. You were there for that, down to the wire.
Yeah.
Russell County moves up to number 4. I'm telling you, they played a tough schedule. Ronnie Battle's team will be top teams in their region. Chatco, I think, has a legitimate chance to win a championship. They dominated Brookstone on Saturday, also Friday, and they also beat Glenwood earlier in the week. Carver has not played a game. They won't play until after their football state championship. And Pacelli, their 40-game winning streak came to an end. Lost to Griffin 54-48, but I know if Calvin Thomas, let's go ahead and get that out of the way. The winning streak's over. The main thing is trying to go three-peat, but Pacelli still stays in at number 1.
Yeah, the reason why we kept him number 1, because you look at the rankings, the teams in this area, Pacelli is still the best team in this area, in our opinion, even though they lost that first game. They will have a chance to get to play Carver on MLK Day. But if you look at the rankings, Chaco, by the way, ranked number 1 on Sandy Spell. He just came out with the rankings earlier today. And that is good. They can win a championship in Division I in Class 1A. I look at the rankings. The reason why I think head-to-head really matters, that's why we put Russell County ahead of Smith Station. Well, they get the rematch on Tuesday. I have to say something, Thrift. That Russell County-Smith Station game was the most hostile environment I've ever been a part of in my broadcasting calling basketball games.
Wow.
The student section for Russell County was there in full force. The Smith Station section, the student section, was there in full force. And they were chanting stuff that we couldn't. I had to mute the mic because they were chanting stuff we can't repeat on streaming because it was brutal. That's the way rivalry games need to be. And then we get to experience it again on Tuesday at Russell County.
So there's our rankings. We come back now, and we want to say thank y'all so much for checking those rankings out. Like, subscribe, share them, tell a friend and tell a friend.
Sir.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about where we're going to be this week, and we're going to wrap it up here. We're live from downtown Marriott ahead of our Christmas party. Georgia Alabama Sports. I'll be right back after this.
Closing out the year is here.
So we're not doing the Houlihan's highlight?
I didn't download it. And he put in MOV too.
Full-size GMC Sierras.
I may need to go proactive, download it, convert it to an MP4.
$5,000 off. Or take advantage of 0% financing. Plus, no payments until March of next year. Now is the time for end-of-year savings at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
A life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game
You
of
see
your
the
life.
schedule. It's down there.
The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Welcome back, everyone. Thrift Behringer here, Big Rich, Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show, and we are going to go ahead and tell you where we're going to be this week. But before we do that, last week we had some big basketball games. We talked about those in the power rankings. Had a wrestling match.
Yep.
Smith Station keeps dominating. I'm telling you, the programs over there are dominant, and I expect championship-worthy performances. But let's go ahead and throw up where we're going to be this week. All right, so let's look at tomorrow. We're going to be live for flag football, Harris County, Columbus, Jordan, all in the quarterfinals. I'm going to be live in Harris County. Rich will be from Otis Spencer. We're going to give you up-to-date coverage from those games. We won't be able to stream them, but we'll give you interviews and tell you who's winning and who's losing. We also got the Russell County Coach Show, Big Rich. Hopefully we can knock that out. If not, we'll move that to another date, maybe Tuesday, where you can get with Coach Battle and Coach Jones. On December the 9th, Tuesday, Spencer at Brookstone Girls and Boys, Hardaway Calvary Boys, Elmore County at Glenwood Girls and Boys, Smith Station at Russell County Girls and Boys, and the Brookstone Coach Show. So a lot of basketball that day. That is 8 basketball games, 4 different places, girls and boys. CVCC and Southern Union men's only on Wednesday. We got office hours, Calvary Coach Show, and live from Houlihan's Wednesday night. Thursday, Glenwood at Lynette, boys and girls, good basketball game. Jordan Wrestling, how about Coach Scott? Team who won the championship last year. Friday, Russell County at Pacelli. That's a massive game for both boys and girls. Both top 5 teams, and boys and girls facing off against each other. Should be a lot of fun. Eufaula at Smith Station, and then Brookstone at Kendrick on Saturday. Basketball, wrestling, shows, a lot of fun. Can't wait to be doing all of it, Richard.
Yeah, I cannot wait. And then next week, we've got the football championship, so that actually puts a bow on the football season. I know our coverage for calling games is officially done, but it's a good transition. As we get ready for basketball season, we're already in the thick of it, and we got some tournaments coming up in the next couple weeks, and can't wait to be a part of it.
Well, we want to say thank y'all so much for watching. We've had a lot of fun here. Make sure to share the rankings. Like us on Instagram. That is where you'll be able to vote for the Houlihan's Highlight of the Week. And we got a Carver play. We got a Calvary play. We got some other basketball. We cannot wait to show you on our Instagram, on our Facebook. We got interviews I did with Jarvis Jones after his big win. Richard was able to talk with Chris Greer and the Columbus High Blue Devils, and Shireen Cobb, Ricky Rogers from Jordan headed their quarterfinal matchup on Monday. So thank y'all so much for watching. We cannot wait to bring you all the coverage this week, and we hope you're having a great Sunday night. Go back to getting upset Notre Dame about not making the playoffs. But, hey, Bama's in, Georgia's in. World's good around here, isn't it? And Auburn's got Alex Golish. Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. We'll see you next time.